Good morning. Thank you for staying with us. For our final interview this morning, we're going to be talking about coding, the future of education. And joining us from We Code Caribbean to talk all about this is Safiya. Safiya, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having us, and good morning to all of your listeners and viewers.
Nice. Safiya, I must say you look like a ball of sunshine this morning. It's very radiant. I love it.
I made the effort.
Very good, very good. So we're talking about coding. Now, for the less techie persons, such as myself, I'll be honest, break down to me what coding is and the importance of it. And then we'll go into what you are doing, your team is doing with youth and coding.
Okay, so I can prove to you that I could take you from being a presenter to a programmer just like that.
Okay.
All right? So this is a magic trick that we work at We Code Caribbean. All right? So get ready. Can you list the steps that you took to get ready this morning to get to work?
Okay, no pressure. As in literally got up, did makeup, outfits, walked to work. Yeah.
Good. So you're a programmer. Once you can list the steps that you would have taken to do a particular thing, a task, then that is coding in a nutshell.
Okay.
It's just a list of instructions that you give to your computer so that it knows what to do. A computer cannot operate on its own. It needs a programmer to list lines of code so that it gives instructions to the computer. For software application, you are using coding every single day. Every time you click on an app, and that app is running lines of code in the background so that it responds to the commands that you are giving it. That's it.
Okay, so let's backtrack a bit, right? So first of all, thank you for the boost in confidence. I feel like maybe I could tackle this.
Definitely.
Why or what would have inspired you to bring children into the fray of this? Why do you think it's important that our youth get involved in learning this as early as within their early years?
Yeah, so I am only the face of We Code Caribbean, but the real creator of We Code Caribbean was my 3-year-old son, because I saw what he was inclined to, and I also investigated the world that he would be living in, and it looked completely different from the world that I grew up in, or you would have experienced.
Yes.
And I realized that as things became more mechanical, as there became more need for us to look at how machinery is going to feature in our lives, it is very important for our children who are digital natives, because they grew up with technology, right? As soon as a baby is born, we put a phone in front of them and we take a picture so that we can send to relatives, right? So they are interacting with technology from the minute they exit the womb. Sometimes even before, right? So I needed to find out what would be the best way to educate my son so that he could navigate the 21st century with confidence. And then as I started to look into that, I started to realize very quickly that more children needed to be exposed to coding and aspects of technology, because that would be the world that they would be existing in.
I mean, this is amazing. Were you always involved in tech, or this was you pivoting because of, needing to understand things for your son?
Yeah, so I have been in education. I've been an educator for the past 20-something years, right? Maybe over 23 years. And so I've always been meeting my market. I know exactly how they're evolving. I understand very intimately what their experiences are. And becoming a mother really amplified the need for me to now look into technology so that we understand what the needs of our children are and our students at whole, and how education needs to evolve to match those interests.
Right. Now, I know at the primary school level, we have, where we may go to the library if there's a library at the school, and we may do like basic stuff on the computer, if so much. So how are we going to marry what you're doing with We Code? Because this is amazing, you know, and kind of bring it into the school system, or even introduce children to it if they're not, if it's still not a part of their syllabus right now.
Yeah. So we are disruptors. That is the nature of what we do. So we were the first to introduce coding in 25 rural primary schools throughout Trinidad and Tobago last year with the help of our amazing partner, Digital Foundation.
Okay.
They gave us the confidence to undertake this task that seemed so monumental at the time. You know, we first thought about, let's look at 5 schools and see how that works. And then it ballooned into 25 schools, maybe more, because we are now moving into new territory. We are moving into the other islands, yes, because we have
Wow.
been invited by the Cayman Islands. We are looking at the Bahamas, and we are also looking at taking our operations to Turks and Caicos. They recently sent us an invitation, so we are now moving into the region with this program because a number of schools have labs,
Right.
but they don't have a curriculum. And that is where our specialty lies in designing curricula so that schools can use it. And we will now be going into there to teach coding and robotics and various aspects of soft skills because you would see in our program, it's not just pure coding. We say it's Caribbean Code Plus, and that plus stands for our soft skills program.
Okay.
And that's business protocol, that's dining etiquette, so that our students, and we also have a very strong mental wellness aspect to our program as well, so that our students are well rounded, they have confidence to step into the marketplace, and they understand who they are as individuals moving into a new space, that digital landscape.
Now, this holistic approach to educating children and, you know, their assisting them in their overall development is truly amazing. How have you seen, you know, children's involvement in learning coding and these other activities or initiatives that your school has, your program has? How has it been able to help them with the other subjects that they're doing? How has it improved, you know, their way of approaching these subjects and learning on a whole?
Yeah, so because our program was sanctioned by the Ministry of Education, our curriculum that we've developed for coding aligns perfectly with the existing national curriculum. So there are aspects of math and English and science because you need all of those things in order to become an incredible programmer. So we want to make sure that what they are learning in our coding program also seeps into their regular classroom activities so
Right.
that they can become more confident in writing SEA or responding to standardized tests and formative tests that they will do during the term. So it also gives them that type of confidence to tackle their everyday school. There are programs we are instituting right now that will bring AI into the classroom to assist with students who are struggling with various math concepts and English concepts so that we now boost performance as students write SE. And that is our goal right now at We Code Caribbean.
Okay. Before we go into what advice you'll give to parents, because I mean, you know, this is not just programming and no pun intended, you know, but learn a new learning structure for children, but it's also relearning for parents, right? Based on what they have been accustomed to. You know, so navigating that may be a bit of a challenge. But before we go to that, let's talk about this being so timely. Not even ahead of its time, but so timely because during the pandemic, we saw where, you know, we now had to rely on technology to be a part of classes, to do work, etc. So talk to us about how opportune this was, you know, and how your students would have been able to flourish because they would have already been, you know, dealing with stuff digitally.
Yes, so we saw the huge gap that exists for students who are in rural communities, particularly, because they are the ones with very little access to, firstly, opportunities, devices, and then quality instruction when it comes to digital learning. So it was very important for us to understand the parameters we were working in and how unique those circumstances are. What rural youth experience would be completely different to what an urban youth experiences.
Yes.
And so our curriculum is uniquely designed to focus on the the hindrances to performance that rural youth may experience. Not saying that this program is not open to everyone, because most of the program was also offered as a blended module, right? So we had students online and we also met with them face to face.
Okay.
And we had parents asking questions. So we understand that we are not just educating children, but we are
Yes.
educating communities. And we want to encourage that as much as possible. Children don't need convincing when it comes to the digital literacy.
Correct, yes.
That convincing is more where I think you were going.
With the
It's
parents,
more with parents,
guardians, yes.
because this is more of an alien force to them.
Yes.
Children interact with this very, very easily. You tell a child, you give them a technical term, they already understand it. What's a loop? What's this? What's that? They know what it is,
Yes.
right? But parents are the ones who we need to sensitize more about why this is important and why students need to take advantage of these opportunities. We do not charge for our courses because we have had that support coming in from Digital Foundation.
Yes.
And we are hoping that we have more entities like that coming to support our work, so we can afford to keep these courses free for our students to participate.
Yes, just quickly as we wrap, where can persons find you on social media?
Yeah, so you can look for We Code Caribbean on Facebook and Instagram. You can even find us on LinkedIn, and we will get back to you with any questions that you may have. We'll be very happy to respond to them.
Thank you so much, Safiya, for joining us. We're definitely going to keep in touch with you to see how this unfolds and the amazing work that the team is doing. We are wrapping it up here today for today's show. We had so much fun, so many things we learned today. Remember, if you want a booking with us, you can email us at amprimewesn@gmail.com or call or WhatsApp us at 868-620-1331. Do have a great day. Bye-bye.